Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Rachel and I am knitting. Not right now, but most of the time, and I have been knitting, so I'm going to tell you all about it. Today's video is episode 24 of my weekly podcast series, which is a series where I sit down and talk about all of the projects I've been working on over the course of the past week, also any acquisitions I may have acquired, and any announcements that I may have for you. So if that sounds interesting, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're not yet already subscribed so you don't miss future podcast episodes. Okay, let's get started. Let's just dive in. I'm going to be talking to you today about all of my shenanigans that are fiber related over the course of this last week. So that includes from the morning of August 12th through the evening of August 18th. So we'll get started. The first section of the podcast, as always, is project updates. And guess what? Last week I had one project to update you on. I couldn't believe it, only one. But I'm so happy to tell you that this week I've doubled it. That's right, 2 whole projects to talk to you about. Can you even believe it? I'm unstoppable. Incredible. I'm being a little sarcastic because usually I have far more than 2. But working our way back up from only having 1 project to go over, 2 seems like a momentous occasion to be noted. So we have 2 projects to talk about today. I'll start with the first project, which is my California sweater by Leslie of Knit California. And once again, I didn't plan very well and I didn't bring it into the room with me, so stand by, I'm gonna go grab it. Okay, I'm back. I tell you, every week I say to myself, you need to remember to bring everything to the craft room before you start recording so you can put on an appearance of professionalism and put togetherness. And then every week I fail to rise to the occasion. Anyway, here's my California sweater. Ta-da! Last week when I updated you, I hadn't joined in the round yet. Oh my goodness, the progress is immense. Look at this. The body is done. Yeah, I was 6, 7, 8 or so rows away from joining the front panel and the back panel in the round. And since then, I did that and I finished knitting the entire body. I knit the hem and I've started the first sleeve. So, as is the norm around here, let me show you what this looks like on my body with the progress that I have so far. All right, thrilling, there you go. You see how it looks on my body. I'm so happy with the fit of this sweater. Equally, I am just in love with the color of this fabric. I'm just loving it. The yarn that I'm using is 2 different kinds held together, both from the same dyer. They're both from Clockwork Fiber Co. And again, if you haven't tried Sam's yarn, Clockwork Fiber Co. yarn, you've got to try it. I highly, highly, highly recommend her analog bases. That's 100% non-superwash wool, but neither of the yarns used in this project are the analog bases. I have a fingering weight yarn and a lace weight yarn that I'm using. The fingering weight yarn, do I still have it left on my table from last week? Nope. Great. More lack of preparedness. Let me grab them. I know why I don't have it on the table anymore or the desk. It's because I wound them up to use in the project. But alas. Okay, so the fingering weight yarn is this colorway. It's called Fairy Thimbles. Oh, it's so pretty. This fingering weight base is Sam's Boardwalk sock base. I also highly recommend this base. It's my favorite fingering weight base. I've said it before. I'm going to keep saying it. 463 yards per 100 grams, and it's a 75-25 superwash wool nylon blend. Yes, tongue twisters there. So that's the fingering weight that I'm using. And then the lace weight that I'm using is this one-of-a-kind batch of her Chime Surrey base, which is a Surrey and mulberry silk blend, 75% Surrey alpaca and 25% mulberry silk. It's so soft and it has a really nice considerable halo. So what it's doing with this fabric is just making this beautiful, fluffy cloud of dreams. It's so wonderful to stumble over your words on camera. Okay, so I'm really liking this, really happy with this. I think that I will wear it an incredible amount. And it's really special for me to be testing the first garment pattern of my best friend. So that's really special. Thank you, Leslie, for letting me test this. I also want to tell you a little bit about this pattern as I'm thumbing around this collar. Oh my gosh, I'm so pleased with this collar. Let me show you again what this looks like on my body. Pay special attention to the collar. Okay, so you see what I'm talking about. The collar fits so well, so well. And on my lentos, which are sweaters, raglan, basically raglan versions of this, the California sweater, with relatively large needle sizes and relatively small yarn choice, like one strand of fingering, one strand of lace with size US 10 or 10.5 or whatever needle you need for gauge. That's like a very airy open fabric that this is creating. It's not dense at all. But anyway, all that to say, on my two lentos that I've made, for both of them, I needed to add elastic thread to the collars to make them as cinched up as I preferred on my neck. And for the California sweater, I don't think I'm going to need to add elastic. Or if I do, I don't think it will be as drastic as it was on my lentos. Like, I really needed to add elastic on my lentos to make them wearable for my preference. But this collar just fits so nicely. I'm so happy with it. And since this is a Monday night, meaning I'm going to watch The Bachelorette, it's hometowns week, hello, I'm going to get a lot of knitting done on this. The deadline for this test knit is not until September, so we're a good ways off. I mean, oh my god, no we're not. September is basically 2 seconds away, but yikes, that's horrible to think about. Let's go back to what I was thinking before I had that horrifying moment of realization that September is on our doorstep. At least in terms of completing this test knit on time, that'll be fine because this knits up so quickly. So I have basically probably 85% of the first sleeve to complete, and then the entirety of the second sleeve to complete. And then this will be done and I'll have a new garment in my wardrobe. But really happy. The testing process has been very smooth in my experience for this sweater, and I think that if you're looking for a relatively open gauge, drop shoulder sweater, the California sweater will be a great fit for you. So keep an eye out on Leslie's pages for when that pattern drops. And there's my progress update on the California sweater. Now I have something else to update you on, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about this because it's kind of in this liminal space of I don't think all of the information is available for you, but it's kind of a fun thing to tease, and I have the designer's permission to tease. But what I'm about to show you is a new design that I'm also testing. So both of my projects this week were test knits, and I am testing this. It's a cowl for a really fun collaboration that I am partnering with Jenny from Counting Sheep. I was going to say Counting Sheep. That's not the word I wanted. Counting Sheep. Jenny designed this cowl. It's called the Traveling Buddy Cowl, I believe. And she designed it for a fun collab in mind that I'll tell you about later as the year goes on. But I talked to Jenny and I was like, how secret do we want this to be? And she gave me permission to share on my podcast. So this pattern will be available to the general public later this year, I believe, probably late October at the earliest, and to a select group of people, wink wink, a little earlier than that, but here it is. Now, I have to tell you, I didn't think I was a cowl person. I thought, what is the appeal of cowls? basically like to me, they seem like they would be very restrictive, and I just didn't anticipate enjoying them at all. Like I've never really made cowls regularly. I have made cowls every like 10 years basically. Like I made the bandana cowl pattern, which I don't remember who designed it, but I'll put a picture up here so you can see. That was like one of my first knits when I really got back into knitting. I made that around 2012, I think, or 2013. But anyway, that's not important. I made that, never really wore it. It was just like tight on my neck, and it wasn't something that I enjoyed. And then I made a cowl last year on the Ireland trip in the Lisa Sisk Mobius Cowl Knitting Workshop, and I loved that cowl, and I thought like, okay, this is a cowl that I can do because it was so long. I actually did it wrong. It should have been half the size, but I cast on the wrong number of stitches because Mobius knitting is confusing to me, or was at the time. So like my Mobius cowl is very long. It has a large circumference, so I can wrap it twice around my neck and there's still some breathing room. But anyway, like other than those, I haven't really made cowls. They're not really in my knitting portfolio. But I have to tell you that I am so happy with this cowl, and it's going to get a lot of wear, and it's just so beautiful. The cables and the texture, I think they just sing. So more on the pattern to come later, but I'm thrilled with this. If you haven't been aware or familiar of Jenny with Counting Sheep, you've got to check her out. She has lots of different patterns available, shawls, hats, things like that. So if you're into some really fun and thoughtfully designed accessories, check Jenny out. Let me put this on my neck. Hopefully it doesn't mess up the mic. Okay, I took the mic off, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Like, this is just kind of like a removable turtleneck, basically. How cute. How perfect. This will get wear in Ireland for sure. I wonder if I could wear this as like... Nope. Okay, what I'm trying to see is if I can wear it as a hood. Hold on. Okay, I am not mad at this. It looks maybe kind of silly from the back, but I'm not mad at that. Like on a cold day, who's gonna argue? So it seems that cowls are very versatile, and I should have not been so, I don't know, immediately thinking, no, cowls aren't for me, because I kind of want to make more of these now. And this would be a great gift knit also. I made this over the course of 3 days, but really it could be a one-day project if you really wanted it to be. It's really potato chippy, meaning like you just can't put it down. You're just like one more row, one more pattern repeat. Go, 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 go. So I really enjoyed knitting this. I worked this up in one skein. Hold on, let me put my mic back on the Isa cardigan and then I'll talk to you more. Okay, so I used one skein of Treehouse Knits Dove DK in the colorway Worth Fighting For. This was from her favorites collection, and I purchased this skein during the overflow in stock update from the favorites collection. And I actually have another skein that I'm not sure what I'll use for, but this skein was already caked up, and DJ and I were heading out to visit his parents, so this was the perfect little road trip project where I didn't have to think about the yarn too much. I just grabbed a cake of DK weight that I had ready to be used up, and now I have a really cute cowl that I think will get a lot of wear, which who would have thought? I did not think that a cowl would appeal to me in my wardrobe until I made this one. I'm very, very happy with it. It took 91 grams for me to use, and it's just a nice quick little knit. So yeah, like I said, keep an eye out for more info on this Traveling Buddy cowl. I'm just so thrilled with it. I'm just so thrilled. I love it when life surprises me, because I'm a cowl. I'm a cowl girl now. Not a cowgirl, a cowl girl. Okay, that's it for project updates. Just 2 projects, but great progress on both of them. The California sweater probably will be done this week. The Traveling Buddy Cowl is done, a finished object, so check that off. All in all, I'm pretty proud of my progress this week. I didn't feel like pressured to make a lot of progress, if that makes sense. I just kind of went with the flow. I knit when I wanted to knit. I knit what I wanted to knit, and it just felt good. Like, it felt organic and natural and a low pressure week. So that was really nice. I think probably I should think about how I can intentionally incorporate more weeks like this last week where knitting is a joy and not, I don't know, an obligation, if that makes sense. So that's kind of something that I'm kicking around in my brain and trying to assess where I am and where I want to be and how to get there. So that's just something I'm thinking about. But that's all I have for project updates. I don't have a spin diary update because I didn't spin this week. And I only have one acquisition. So, okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next section of the podcast, which will be acquisitions. You're not going to believe this. I got a gimbal. It's true. It's true. I got a gimbal. So here's the story. I had my Scotland recap, which you may have seen, a 4-part series that went over my most recent trip to Scotland. On one of the videos, someone commented that the video was too shaky, so basically they felt queasy. They couldn't continue watching, which of course made me feel awful. Like, I know the video was shaky. It was. That's the fact of the matter. So anyway, in part 4 of my Scotland recap, I mentioned it, that someone commented that and that I apologize and like I fully recognize that was the reality, but I was not in a place to purchase a gimbal. In fact, I said, the next time I find $200 under my shoe, I'll buy a gimbal. And then someone emailed me and they sent me the money for a gimbal. Someone I don't know, an anonymous benefactor who watches the channel. So they said that I could thank them anonymously. They didn't want to be named, but you know who you are. And I just want to say thank you so much. That is so generous. And I want to live my life with the same level of generosity. So I promise you I will be paying this forward in whatever way I can. I'm just so grateful for your investment in me and your investment in my channel. And this means that my recap for my upcoming Ireland trip is going to be absolutely immaculate. I can't wait to experiment with this gimbal. If you're not familiar, basically a gimbal is a camera stabilizing apparatus. So it means that when you're filming while you're walking, the camera isn't going up and down with each step. It's staying stabilized as you move throughout the world and as you're filming. So it basically smooths out your footage, makes it feel like you're not being held in the palm of my hand as I'm trudging down a street or, wherever I am filming. So yeah, I was just like gobsmacked. I was blown away by this. I didn't think, of course, that's not why I made the comment about the gimbal. Never did it cross my mind that someone will watch this and send me money for a gimbal. Absolutely not. That was not even on my periphery of conscious thought ever. So to have this happen is I don't know, all the more gratitude inducing and like pinch me moment feeling. I don't really know how to express myself in this way. I feel just immensely grateful. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful and look forward to the return on your investment with some excellent and stabilized footage in videos to come. But that's the only acquisition that I've got over the course of the last week. And what an acquisition it was. What an amazing and generous gift. So thank you again. I'm so grateful. Okay. I think I've said I'm so grateful probably 2004 times, so let's move on so you don't become annoyed with all my gratitude. Let's move on to announcements. So, final section of the podcast. This is a pretty short and sweet podcast this week. Look at me go. Of course I say that, but then when I sit down to edit it, I have way more footage than I thought because I was just yapping. So I don't know, maybe it's a lie to say it's short and sweet. I don't know how long I've been here. Anyway, Announcements. Okay, so this is another thing that I'm gobsmacked about. Last week, I told you the Scotland Knitting Tour open for signups. We had about 50% of capacity reached last week when I uploaded the podcast, and over this past weekend, something was in the air and people were just signing up rapid fire, one after the other. Sign up, sign up, sign up, sign ups. And we've reached capacity. In fact, we've gone over capacity and we have a wait list for the Scotland Knitting Tour. So this is unreal to me. 6 days. 6 days that the knitting tour was public, open for public signups. We did give earlier participants from previous tour a little bit of a head start and my email list a head start, but then it was posted to Instagram on Monday, August 12th, and by Sunday, August 18th, the signups were totally full and the wait list was being populated. So it's just unreal to me. I cannot thank you enough for your support, again, of me and of my channel and of these trips. I'm just immensely, immensely grateful, and I'm so excited for all the fun that we're going to get up to in Scotland next May. Now, with that said, you may be thinking, man, I was really on the fence. I really wanted to sign up, but I just missed the window. It went so fast. You're absolutely correct. It went lightning fast. Lightning fast. So we are working on adding some more tours in 2025 to hopefully accommodate all of you who are sad that you missed out signing up for the Scotland tour in May of 2025. So I'll tell you again, please make sure you're signed up for my email list. That is your best bet to make sure you can sign up before it sells out. I do give the people on my email list head starts before I post to Instagram. So I just want to make sure you have the best shot that you can have. The link to sign up for my email list is in the video description. You can find it under the announcements section, and we'll make sure that you don't miss future updates for future tours. If you want to come, I want you to be there so badly. I don't want you to miss out again. So definitely sign up for the email list. And what an absurd problem to have, I must say. This is not a problem that I anticipated having. I anticipated that it would sell out quickly, but I didn't anticipate that the response would be as immense as it has been. So just again, thank you. Basically, this podcast is a gratitude tour. I'm really, really grateful. The channel's growing. My list of friends out there in the world is growing, and I'm just having a great time. I hope you are too, and I'm really, really appreciative that you're along for the ride. But that's it. That's pretty much it. I don't have more announcements. I don't have more projects to update you on. I don't have more acquisitions to tell you about. I will tell you, actually, that I'm starting to plan my gift knits, mostly for my husband, but I can't tell you about them because he watches the podcast. Isn't it just so inconvenient to have a supportive spouse sometimes? I tell you what. But you will get to see the gift knits that I make after the holidays are over or sometime around then. But I've got to keep it secret and keep it safe from DJ knowing before the holidays, because it's so hard to keep a secret, or a surprise, I should say. It's so hard to keep a surprise. I just want to burst out and yell it and like tell the person what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, what's the scheme I'm hatching is. But I'm trying really hard to be self-controlled and not tell him the gift knits that I'm planning. Oh, it's so hard. DJ, if you're watching this, don't try and break me. Okay? I know I just said it's hard, but really, I'm unbreakable, so don't even try it. You're wasting your breath. Do you guys think that was believable just then? Me neither. Okay, but anyway, that's it. That's all we have to go over. So, in the meantime, I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that you're making progress that you want to be making on whatever projects you're working on. Remember, if you're not enjoying yourself, set that project down. It's not worth your peace of mind. You can come back to it later when you feel better equipped, or you can just leave it abandoned forever. It's okay. This is the hobby we do for enjoyment. There are no rules except the rules you make yourself. You know? Okay, so that's all I have for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and hit that notification bell to be notified of my next upload. Last but not least, head over to Instagram and follow me at Rachel is Knitting if you don't already. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.